I'm going to show you how to make activity 131, module B number 2, which is the hole block. First, let me go ahead and I'll make a new sketch. I'll put it on the front. We're asked to make a hole block, so I'm going to draw a rectangle. The height is supposed to be 3 inches that we're given. We're not given the width of it, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with 5 inches. And let me extrude it. Finish my sketch. I'll extrude it. I'm going to extrude it. When I extrude, I always click on a corner. And we're not, oh yes, we are given the dimension. It's supposed to be 2 inches. So I'm going to make it 2 inches. Okay, there we go. There's our extrusion. Now I'm going to spin around so I can see. All right, see from the front. Okay. Now from the top, I'm going to make a new sketch. So I'm going to right click and make a new sketch. Right click, make a new sketch. All right. Now we're asked to make 4 holes. Now instead of an extrude, we're going to use a point tool. But before I make a point tool, I'm going to click. I want them to be all centered. So I'm going to first draw a line. And I'm going to draw a line. And notice if I click on this point right here, when you see that little dot, that's setting the midpoint. Okay. So there we go. So that means I know it's exactly in the middle. And if we want to double check that, we can do that. Remember, it's 2 inches wide. So if I want a dimension between them, there we go. Demonstrates that it's 1 inches. Okay, so it is definitely centered. Now, as I mentioned, we're going to use the point. I'm going to click 4 times because we're going to make 4 points. 3, 4. Now, we're not given dimensions between them, but I'm going to go ahead and dimension them. I'll make them evenly spaced so that way there's 1 inch between them. So I'll go ahead and say that one's 1 inch. We're not given dimensions, so if you don't quite make it 1 inch, that's not a big deal. Okay, so now I'm done with my sketch, so I'm going to check to close it. Now I'm going to use the hole tool. Okay, this is the hole tool. All right, again, we're not using the extrude to make holes from here on out. We're going to use the hole tool. So I'm going to click on hole, and I'm going to click on the one on the left-hand side, the point on the left-hand side. And this one is supposed to be a through hole, and I'm going to change it from a counterbore to simple. It's going to be simple. It's plain old hole that goes straight through. And blind would be a hole that doesn't go all the way through. We're going to make it a through hole, so it's going to go all the way through. And the diameter, we're told, is 0.5. So let me set the diameter, 0.5 inches. Okay, check. Okay, that's done. Now notice you can see it goes all the way through because we can see white to the other side. Now notice, all my points are gone. Well, to make the points come back, those points were on sketch 2. See, if I mouse over sketch 2, I can see them again. So if I click on the little eyeball, that will let me to see it again. So now you see, now I can see those points again. So that little eyeball made it so that I can see it. I'm going to click the next hole. The second hole is the squared off U, which is counterbore. So I'm going to change it from simple to a counterbore. The inside diameter is 0.375. So the inside diameter is 0.375. The inside depth is 2 inches. So it's not a through hole. This one's going to be a blind hole. The inside depth is 2 inches. That's that. Okay. The counterbore, which is a wider diameter, is 0.75. So the 0.75 is the outer one, which is good. and the counterbore depth is 0.5. So we have 0.375, 0.75, 0.5, and 2 inches. All right, good. So that one looks like it's done. So I can just click check. That one's done. All right. Notice it does not go through because you can see blue, you can't see white. Let's do the next hole. So I'm going to click on hole. The next one is countersink. It's one with a little V. So I'm going to click on countersink. Okay. It is also a blind hole. We'll leave it as blind. The inside diameter is 0.25. So I'm going to change the inside diameter to 0.25. The depth is going to be 1 inch. Is it 1 inch? No, 2.25. Sorry, 2.25 inches. The depth of the skinny hole. The inside of the countersink diameter. Countersink is the V. Is going to be a diameter of 1. Notice the countersink diameter is always wider. Okay. And the angle is going to be 82 degrees. 82 degrees. Okay. So we have 0.25, 1, 2.25, and 82 degrees. So we click check. Oops, that one didn't take. Hole 3. So let me try again. Let's see. Let me click on the point. There we go. Is that my problem? Oh, I forgot to click on the actual point to make it. Now we click check. Does that take? Nope, still didn't take. Let me try one more time. There we go. There it took. Okay, now notice again, it's a blind hole because we cannot see white, so we can't see through it. Now let's do the last hole. So we'll click on the hole, click on the point. That was a mistake I made before. I forgot to do that. This is a squared off U, which again is a counter bore. The inner diameter is it's not a blind hole. This is a through hole. It's going all the way through, so I'm going to change it to through. The inside diameter is 0.5. The outside diameter is 0.75, which is already set. And the depth is going to be 0.625. 625. Okay, and then it looks like we're good. We click check, and that's done. Now, if you want to click on a corner, we can kind of get an idea, see what it looks like. All right, we can see what it looks like, and then we can go ahead and click. All right, click an edge. We can also get a different perspective, see what it looks like. That's what it looks like from the bottom.